So pretty much if you're, let me go back up to the top, utilizing these five properties, okay? So sometimes they won't give you the function, but they'll give you enough information where you can kind of solve it without it using sum difference, constant multiple, reverse interval. Remember, reverse means the bounds are in the wrong spot. So you can flip them. You just got to put a negative sign, change the sign. Zero length, because that doesn't measure anything. It just measures from the beginning to the end. And then adding intervals, so kind of tagging on to two pieces can make up a whole kind of thing. Okay, using that kind of using those steps. So let's look at number 6 now. Number 6. Okay. Number 6. Let's see. Anything new about this one? No, not really. Okay, so do A and B. If you haven't already, do A and B. This is more of a practice problem as opposed to something new. Do C and D as well. Do A, B, and C and D. Okay, so A and B. A is 2 to 2, same spot, right? It doesn't go anywhere. So area 0. B, you have to reverse the bounds because 5 and 1 needs to be on the bottom, 5 needs to be on top because low to high, right? So we reverse the bounds. Whatever 1 to 5 is, the area of g of x, which is 8, we just change the sign. Okay. C, you got the 3, the coefficient of 3. So it's tripling the amount of area that was there. So I just moved the 3 out to the front. We know from 1 to 2, the area is -4. So you multiply 3 times -4 and you get -12. Okay. D I didn't touch because D, you can figure it out, but it's not, how do I say this? It's not as cut and dry as the rest, right? 2 to 5 for f of x. Well, first of all, I don't have a 2 to 5. I have 1 to 2 for f of x. I have 1 to 5 for f of x. And I have 1 to 5 for g of x. So obviously I'm not going to need this guy here because this is g. We're only focused on f, right? So what do I use? I am going to use one of the properties. I am definitely going to use one of the properties. So here's where a picture might help. Okay. Here's where a picture might help. I'm going to draw what I have. Okay. I'm going to draw what I have for f of x. You might have done it differently, but I'll just show you how I would have done it. This is what I have for f. I know that f of x from 1 to 2 is -4. So there has to be some negative there, right? So I'm just going to sketch. I'm going to draw a sketch. I'm going to say from here to here. Okay. That's the first one. And then 1 to 5, it becomes positive. So that means there has to be some positive in there from 1 to 5. So let's say 5 ends here. Okay. So I know the purple is -4. I know the purple and green. Oops, no. Forgot to shade this part. This part's part of the. I know purple is -4. I know purple and green is 6. Okay. So now this question is asking me, What is this question asking me in terms of my picture? Mhm. 2 and 5, right? And on my graph, it's green, right? It's only green. So they're looking for the green, right? It's not given at the top. So I gotta kind of use some deduction here. So I know that the whole thing from 1 to 5 is 6. The whole area from 1 to 5 is 6, right? I know that this guy right here is -4. So I'm taking the whole minus the part. So if I take the whole, which is 6, and minus the part, which is -4, I get +10. Okay? Again, some of you might be able to see that without a picture, but I'm telling you right now, it's hard. It's hard. It's hard for me to visualize that sometimes. When I'm looking at this on a test or a quiz or a homework assignment, and I see these guys here, the given part, some of them you can tell pretty easily. Like, A, B, and C, we could do without having to draw a picture. But sometimes they'll give you a question where you're like, wait, what? That's where maybe a picture will help. Okay? Where D, you gotta have the pause, stop. You're like, whoa, wait, let me pause for a second. What are they asking? Picture might help. Okay, because we don't know a function. We don't know what the function is. Okay. All right. E. E is pretty cut and dry. It's a sum, right? Sum, so just break it up. The first part is 6, the second part is 8. Add them together, you get 14, right? Okay. This is one you're more likely to see on a test or a quiz, though. I'll be honest with you guys. These are the ones that you're more likely to see, like something like this. That's why I didn't do it beforehand. Okay. So the first thing I see a couple things here. I see a minus, so I know I can break them up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to break them up into 2 smaller chunks. Minus, they have the same bounds. Okay. Then I go back up to my given. I go back up to my givens, and I see 1 to 5 for f of x is here. 1 to 5 for g of x is here. Okay, so I have enough, so I don't need to draw a picture. I kind of have enough. I'm going to move that 4 out in front. Okay. So I know that this guy right here is 6, and this guy right here is 8. And then I got to bring the 4 down to multiply. And then it's just order of operations. Multiply first, then subtract, and you get +16. Okay. Alrighty. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to give you the rest of the time to work on the assignment. Okay, so it's on Delta Math, so grab your desk number Chromebook, and I will post the assignment, and I'll let you guys practice on that.